Real leaders are selfless people who always think about the progress of their country and not the progress of their bank account.
Real leaders are selfless. They think about the progress of their country, not about filling their own bank accounts. Recently, 700 North Korean commandos landed in Burkina Faso, but they did not come for peace. They came for President Ibrahim Traoré. The big question is, why would one of the world's most secretive regimes risk so much to protect an African president? And why now in Africa, foreign military help usually comes from NATO or France? So, seeing North Korean soldiers step onto African soil was shocking and almost unreal, but it was true. The government of Burkina Faso confirmed the arrival of these 700 elite troops. They didn't come as advisors or aid workers. They came fully armed, ready to protect President Traoré, help him stay in power, and stabilize the country after failed coups and assassination attempts. The world has already seen Russia's growing role in Africa, especially with Wagner troops replacing French forces in Mali and the Central African Republic. But North Korea's involvement was new and historic, and this was not a rumor. Both Pyongyang and Burkina Faso confirmed it. Officials explained that the mission had 3 goals: protect Traoré and the transitional government, secure key places like airports, military bases, and gold refineries, and train local forces and tactics North Korea has used for decades. This deployment was not random, it was carefully planned. Reports say North Korea and Burkina Faso had weeks of secret talks, ran joint security tests, and prepared facilities before the troops even landed. But why was the plan activated now? Sources say the threats against Traoré have been rising fast. In the last 6 months, intelligence agents with Russian help stopped coup attempts, uncovered secret messages between foreign spies and local officers, and even blocked an armed attack on a command post. It became clear that powerful forces wanted Traoré removed, and each failed attempt only made the next one more dangerous. After the last plot, Burkina Faso turned to its allies for more help. Russia was already there, but the government wanted another strong partner, one that could work quietly, train elite guards, and provide tools for protection. That is when North Korea stepped in with a full package: troops, encrypted communication systems, surveillance tools, and special security methods used to protect leaders under attack. Today, the North Korean soldiers are believed to be positioned in undisclosed areas near the capital and in the north, where attacks are most likely. They are training side by side with Burkina Faso's presidential guard, teaching them rapid response, loyalty checks, and lockdown procedures. In this way, parts of North Korea's strict security system are now being built inside Burkina Faso. The impact of this move is huge. For the first time in decades, North Korean soldiers have officially been deployed in Africa in a direct combat support role. And this happens just as Western powers are being pushed out of the region. France has already been told to leave. The US is reducing its military presence, and ECOWAS, once seen as the protector of West Africa, is no longer trusted by its own members. Into this gap stepped Russia, and now North Korea. Unlike the West, which arrives with press conferences, promises of democracy, and flashy aid campaigns, North Korea came quietly, quickly, and without excuses, and that's why they were accepted. No conditions, no lectures, no political speeches, just soldiers, loyalty, and tools to stop threats before they happen. But this raises bigger questions. Why would such a secretive and heavily sanctioned nation risk global backlash to protect an African leader? What is North Korea really hoping to gain? And how does this connect to Africa turning its back on the West? When the 700 North Korean commandos landed in Burkina Faso, the first question was clear: why? This isn't about charity or headlines. North Korea doesn't care about Western media or peacekeeping images. The truth is much deeper. This is about taking opportunities, ensuring survival, and projecting power. And to understand this, we must first look at what North Korea gains tactically. For years, North Korea has stayed far from active war zones. Its military depends on theory, drills, and simulations, not real global combat, but Burkina Faso changes that. Here, Pyongyang gets a rare opportunity, a real battlefield outside Asia, unpredictable and dangerous. Insurgents move quickly. Coups happen in silence, and the fight shifts from city streets to jungle terrain. It's the perfect testing ground. By sending elite troops, North Korea can now gather live data on its tactics, surveillance systems, and special operations under real pressure. They also gain training in asymmetric warfare, crucial for protecting leaders under threat. But this mission is about more than military lessons, it's about shared ideology. North Korea sees in Traoré the kind of leader it admires, anti-imperialist, self-reliant, and unwilling to bow to Western powers. He's not begging the IMF, not attending democracy summits, and not sharing secrets with Washington or Paris. Instead, he's kicking out foreign troops, defying a cowards, and refusing to act. As a Western proxy, that kind of leader is rare, which makes him valuable for Pyongyang. Supporting Traoré sends a clear signal: we stand with those who stand alone. It's an ideological bond, but also a calculated strategy. As the West weakens in Africa, North Korea sees a chance to claim influence it never had before. And influence brings power through trade, resources, and military ties. Reports already suggest private deals are being made. Weapons for resources, technology for gold and uranium, all outside Western banking systems. This is part of what experts call North Korea's Southern Opening policy. They know breaking Western alliances in Asia is impossible, but Africa is different. Here, the old colonial order is collapsing, and Pyongyang wants in. Burkina Faso is just the beginning. In 2023, North Korea restored ties with Guinea-Bissau and the Central African Republic, praised Mali and Niger for rejecting foreign control, and held talks with African blocs about cheap security and defense cooperation. So when 700 North Korean commandos landed in Ouagadougou, it wasn't a random move, it was part of a bigger plan to embed Pyongyang deep into Africa's future by backing leaders who refuse to kneel. And in return, Pyongyang is gaining something. It values even more than gold or minerals: legitimacy. Each time an African government salutes a North Korean soldier, it weakens the idea that Pyongyang is cut off from the world. Every time their trainers are thanked by foreign generals, it signals to other nations that survival doesn't depend on Western support. This is soft power shown through hard military presence. But North Korea's biggest prize is freedom of movement. With Burkina Faso cutting ties with France and ICAO, the country has become a free zone. It's a place where Pyongyang can run military operations without Western surveillance, US drones, or sanctions enforcement. While American satellites watch every corner of North Korea itself, Burkina Faso provides shadows, space to train, share intelligence, and test tactics without being seen. In return, Traoré gains something just as critical: survival. He now has more than his own army. He has an alliance that does not hesitate, does not seek approval, and does not rely on UN votes to act. So when North Korea sent its forces to Africa, it wasn't a gamble. It was a calculated move into one of the only regions where global influence is shifting fast. Their presence in Burkina Faso isn't limited to guarding doors or patrolling compounds. It's about helping rebuild the deeper foundations of defense, a system designed to resist infiltration, betrayal, and foreign control. Many still don't realize that the arrival of North Korean commandos is not the finish line, but the beginning. A foreign alliance can't secure Traoré on its own. His real challenge lies within his borders, where enemies exist inside his own ranks. Protection alone doesn't equal power, and survival is meaningless unless the very system that failed before is transformed. That transformation has already begun. The entry of North Korean forces has triggered a complete overhaul of Burkina Faso's military and intelligence structure. Traoré isn't just fixing weaknesses, he is rewriting the entire blueprint. He knows exactly what went wrong in the past: a divided army, officers with split loyalties, command chains tied to outsiders, and intelligence units that leaked more secrets than they uncovered. With that knowledge, a new system is being built, one focused on loyalty to the state, independence from foreign powers, and permanent resistance. The process started quietly. Key officers were rotated, some retired, others reassigned. These weren't loud purges but targeted removals of weak links, often identified with North Korean help through loyalty checks and counterintelligence tests. The goal is simple: ensure no one close to the presidency secretly serves outside interests.